Okay, we're doing our part 2 of our potted citrus video. I posted part 1 on the big Satsumas, Arctic Frost, Page Mandarin, Republic of Texas Orange. That's on a previous video. So these are the smaller pots. So these are the back-breaking winter protection program right here, where we put all the citrus inside the house. So let's count them real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And we lost one last year, Calamondin, that I forgot to take care. All right, so the reason why we have this in small pots is that we need to bring them in. They just won't make it outside in the barn, or just too much work putting all the frost cloth on this one, taking out the frost cloth, giving them sunlight, so on and so forth. However, them being inside the house took a toll on some of them too. Some of them didn't get enough light because they were just stuck there, and they didn't like that. They start dropping leaves, and they're recovering now. For those who watch the channel regularly, you might notice this is the same row, the matted row, weed mat of the Jujubes. You can see Jujubes are here, and I still haven't done my stuff, so I got all this mess right here. But let's take a look at our collection right here. So first one, here's a Meyer, improved Meyer lemon. Citrus are self-thinning, so there's so much baby lemons, and this is they get bigger than this, by the way. This thing is pretty loaded. Almost every year it's loaded. Close to 30 lemons last year. So they're self-thinning. You don't have to worry about thinning them out. They'll drop whatever the tree can't support. So if you think there's too much lemon, just leave them alone. If they can handle it, then they'll leave it in there. If they can't, they'll drop them. Okay. So yeah. So you got some yellowing right here. There's just basically old leaves from last time. So, and the stress that they got from being sheltered and no sunlight, because these guys are not supposed to be here. They're just kind of hanging out. We're in zone 8B. The thing with citrus also is that you don't need to harvest them and put them in the fridge. You harvest them as you need them. They can hang on. The longest one, I think, 4 to 5 months. I left some lemons, and when I pick them up, they're still good. So you just leave them in their hanging, then you harvest them when you need them. All right, so this one, improved Meyer lemon. Okay, so next one is this is Calamondin. In my language, we call it Calamondin with a G at the end. But for Filipino, it's calamansi. So it's a crossbreed of key lime and kumquat, I think. So this is we have several of these since we use this for dipping sauce non-stop. So the wife gets to pick them every day. She wants to. We have plenty. And this one is still pretty loaded, but we're about to cook something that would require it. So we might have to harvest a bunch of these, but it's flowering already. And the fragrance that citrus flowers put out is amazing. It smells like jasmine, sampaguita type. But when they were all blooming, flowering while they were inside the house, so the house it smelled so good. All right, so this is Calamondin. They can get pretty big. All right, so these are by the way, I think this one is 4 years old. This one is 6 years old. You can kind of see the trunk right there, and I like to expose some of its root flare, because problem with citrus that they get root rot pretty easily. All right, so this is another improved Meyer lemon. This one is not very happy. inside the house. It's in a probably the worst location, so it dropped a lot of its leaves, and soon it'll kind of start swelling on the nodes, and it'll start putting out growth. It did flower a little bit, so it might be taking a break. This is pretty loaded 2 years ago, and last year got a little bit of fruit, but we're talking like oh, so broken limb right there, didn't even notice. Close to 20 or 30. I mean, the it was so much that it's drooping on the ground. Excuse me. I'm trying to see if there's any flowers or buds. All right, you're probably still trying to recover. All right, next one is this, our sweet kumquat, Meiwa kumquat. The sour one is the one that's kind of elongated. These are the round ones. You eat this whole thing with the skin rind. Very sweet. They do have seeds, but this is our favorite fresh eating citrus. Let me go to the other side here so I'm not against the sun. Yeah, it's pretty loaded, and there's still some that are still growing. All right, so when you take them out from the house, and I learned this the hard way last year, because they don't need a lot of water when they're inside, and you know, it's not hot. They're not, moisture is not evaporating. I took them out, and then it rained for 3 days, and I thought that was just, you know, they're just getting watered. They're like figs. When they're deprived of water, or any, I guess any fruit, they just burst. They took in too much water, so you got to watch out for that. So I'm gonna be watching this. If it starts raining, there's nothing on the forecast, maybe Friday, but if it rained consecutive days, I'm going to put this under the tree house right there to protect it from more water, so that none of this would burst. Okay, we can actually harvest these are sweet. It's just that I want to wait a little bit, and they're really pretty to look at. They look like a little citrus Christmas tree. All right, so Meiwa kumquat. All right, so this is Persian lime. This is probably the least hardy of all our citrus, and it always gives us this droopy, sad, and I don't know what's I didn't bother researching, but it always gives us a lot of lime, like crazy amount of lime, and it's always sad like this. I thought before I underwatered it, and then I did that this year. Watered it plenty this year, and it's still kind of, so hopefully I just moved them out from the porch, so hopefully it'll it'll recover a little bit. But even though when it has this drooping leaves, it still produces like crazy. So it actually has some fruits already that are bigger than these. They're probably on the other side. All right, so next one right here, this is another Calamondin. This one we harvested more than the other, but as you can see, there's baby Calamondins already, and it's flowering. So there's some. All right, so that's Calamondin. So here's another one. This one got damaged pretty badly during the 2021 freeze. So they all died all the way to close to the rootstock. Or I don't think this has rootstock. These are non-grafted, I think. But I can't really remember. But it did recover. It set some fruits and whatnot, but it's not really growing. So I might have to look at giving it more nitrogen, or fish emulsion. I don't know. I only fertilize them with organic citrus stone, so I might have to change it up a bit. All right, next one is Ponkan mandarin. Ponkan, I think mandarin is what you call Satsuma. They took a break last year. They only fruited one, but it's kind of weird. They look like your typical Satsumas when there's a lot. When they fruit just one, it turns to this like Tangelo looking one. When there's only one, the fruit, since I guess the concentration is all on that fruit, it changes shape. It didn't look like your typical Ponkan look, so it was weird. Anyway, now it's putting out a lot of flowers and plenty of baby Ponkan. We had a video of this, I think it was 2 years ago, where I up-potted it, but I haven't changed it. But I usually leave the root flare kind of exposed like that. I don't want it rotting on the base. So might have to mulch it though, because the sun's gonna Texas summer is gonna be too harsh. So Ponkan mandarin. All right, next one right here. It's also got some baby fruits. This is a Republic of Texas orange. Very sweet. We like the flavor. We have two of these. The other one is much bigger. It's on the previous video. I put that in here because I like that pot. It's very light and I can easily carry it and move it. However, I need to put a little bit more dense, maybe add a little bit of sand on that one because it's too airy. You put water there, it just gush out, and yeah, it's getting difficult to keep it moisted. So I might lift this up because this thing is old now, 4 years old. It's gonna be a lot of tangled roots right there, so I might have to lift it up, and then I'll have a little bit of this one, put some citrus mix at the bottom for drainage, and then give it more room, so instead of up potting it. All right, so next one right here is another Calamondin. This are probably will be their second year right now. Still has some fruits from just being neglected from being harvested. This will set a flower soon. As you can see right there, there's one already, and hopefully you'll get a little bit of caliper growth right there. The key for them to survive is browning, a lot of browning wood, meaning hardened wood instead of green. So because if it's starting to freeze and then you're procrastinating and they get hit by one citrus, they don't really show damage. Sometimes it takes a month before you could see what really happened. So you think they survived, but they look like they survived for a little bit, and then the damage kicks in. I mean, the damage is already there, then you start seeing it actually. This is another Ponkan mandarin. It got a lot of mildew from last year that supposed to kind of clean in. You can still see it on the leaves right here. They were just left out too long with the rain. It just rained like crazy last year. So they're recovering now. I tried to clean most of it manually. Aphids are setting now. So, but it's got lots of fruits, baby fruits. And they usually they're heavy producers, so they hang on to this stuff as long as you fertilize them and water them. So I'm due for fertilizing. I'm actually late, so I still have a little bit of citrus stone, and I bought another organic fertilizer. It's kind of like generic one. I think it's forgot the NPK, but I'll do another video on that one when I fertilize it. Basically just put it along the edge of the pot. I don't use synthetic fertilizers, all organic. Nothing wrong with synthetic, it's just that I don't know how to use it properly because I don't read labels. And I burn them, so I put too much. I actually use the stake. Those are fine in ground. They're synthetic fertilizers. They're like little spike. You put them on the edge of the canopy of the tree, but when you have pots, there's it's either you use a little bit of them. I mean, I was too lazy. I just start putting them on the edge. Man, it burnt new growth. So best way to kill your plants is to over fertilize them. So they didn't die, but all the new growth, it's just turned brown. It looks like you put them close to a heat source and they all burnt at the tip. All right, so that's our potted. This is the rest of the potted citrus. So there's 11, so we have 15 total, plus the 4 big ones. And I guess I mean, the reason why I do these videos right here, so I see yearly progress for myself. So for those who are watching along, I'll update this video when they bloom or when all the fruits kind of set. So we'll see some progress. I'm also interested in this Ponkan right here, how they will fruit and recover from all that mildew from last year that I didn't do anything. I'm supposed to spray them with something, but I don't spray anything at all. Don't have time. And kind of see what survived and what not. So these are the youngest one, 2 years. The rest are 4 to 6 years. So we had them for a while. Not a whole lot of growth because they're in this tiny little pot, but you don't need to put them in ground to produce. Look at this guy right here. So next one, I'll probably do a video on the in-ground citrus, which I lost 2 of them. One is already sickly, one of the Satsumas, and we lost the Nagami Kumquat, the sour Kumquat, because it was just too young. I should have just left it in the pot and kept it inside. I was hoping we won't have a crazy freeze winter, but we did. And the rootstock is alive, and I'm going to graft the Meiwa Kumquat all over that. So we're going to have 2 Meiwa Kumquats now, 1 in ground. And it was just too young, very green on the stem. So all right, I think that's it. I'll just do one more kind of shot like this where we could see them all kind of lined up here. The reason why I put them right here, because I would water them, and the potted trees, they lose a lot of the nutrients because of water flow. It just drains, and this is where all the Jujubes are. So when I water the citrus, I don't need to water the Jujube. They get all the water that drains, and hopefully that would be beneficial to the Jujube and save me some watering them also. I have this irrigation from leftover from the vines from the vineyard. So I don't know if it's a good idea to put citrus in with drip irrigation, because they don't like wet feet. So, and drip irrigation gives you constant moist. So I probably will have to not do that and just water them manually. I do have I installed a bunch of faucets and extended the plumbing so that I can water here manually if I want to. All right, that's it for now. These are the potted citrus, the rest of the potted citrus.